Well, I have a problem, and the problem is that I don't have a short intro. I don't want to hit the 5 minutes intro. Oh, hell no. But I will definitely find the other intro. I'm not gonna find the I'm not gonna find the shorter intro, but I will find just the intro, and I'm gonna kind of play it, and I'm gonna kind of scroll forward until we can play it. Here we go. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna go in without the intro. So we're gonna go like this. There you go. Now we're talking.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Boom! And we are ready for the Thursday festivities. We're gonna go ahead and go to the Discord server daily. Boom! And join over there. Now there is an issue that I need to sort. The issue is that I need to grab my laptop, plug it outside, and kind of continue or start the actual festivities from over there. That process will take from 1 to 1.5 minutes. And because that process will take from 1 to 1.5 minutes, there will probably be silence. But I don't want it to be silence. I really don't want it to be silence. I wanted it to be something. So why don't we find something to play, like a 1.5, a 2 minute video to start playing right now in the top of the show, and that way we got something to take it from. I'm gonna grab one of these uploads that I have seen recently.
Pinpoint
like
asteroids in
this one
orbit
right here.
and hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
Oh,
Ever since the emergence of the flat Earth claim about sextants,
there you go.
angles to celestial objects can only be taken with a flat baseline while using a sextant or any other angle measuring tool, meaning that the Earth has to be flat because we can't get elevation angles from a curved surface. Well, with this new knowledge, there's a few tests we can do to predict how high above the horizon the sun should be. Since we have a flat baseline, I can create a triangle using the sun, myself, and another person on Earth. The base of the triangle will be a 4,680 mile straight line between myself and Jose in Florida. And since the sun is closer to the Earth than we were told, roughly 4,000 miles, and directly above me at noon, from Jose's location, the sun should be 40 degrees above the horizon because, trigonometry. Let's test this. it looks like Flat Earth has failed again. And I thought for sure this flat baseline thing would absolutely kill the globe model. Well, unfortunately for Flat Earth, this is just another example showing that the math doesn't lie. Once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and please check out the rest of my videos if you're interested. And as always, peace.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
And that was Earth is Live, aka B-Ball for Live. And I'm gonna share a link to his video in a moment. I am ready to join from my other account, so if this microphone sounds okay, the other one sounds like shit. You gotta deal with it. Alright, I'll see you in 10 seconds. Here we go. What up, what up? Shout out to everybody watching. This is officially the beginning of the show. I'm usually have the laptop on here ready to go when I go live. Today I didn't, so I did that little video clip in between. We can reshare that video, we can replay, we can analyze it, whatever you want. I just want to do my early shilling because the show has just begun. So please, everybody, hit the thumbs up under this video if you're just watching this live or recorded. Please support the channel. If you can hit me up with a PayPal or Super Chat, you can find a PayPal link pinned in the YouTube chat box or in the description box. And the Super Chat is an option underneath the chat box with a little dollar sign. Hook me up with whatever you can and join the Discord server daily. Boom. This is where we are hanging out. Quick shout outs to Farmer's Boy, Stone Monkey. We have Mr. Malor. Also, JM Clog, Gary Waibenga, Ben the Light, Tommy Gromvold. And that's in YouTube land. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And in the Discord server daily, boom, we already have a few guesses over here. These are Brian Leake, Discord user, Earth is Live, Farmer's Boy, and myself, Flip Flop, aka Jose. Shout out to you guys. What's up?
Woof woof. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Jose?
Hey, B-Ball, you why was you trying to show the height? Was you trying to refer the height to the sun to celestial navigation?
No, all I was trying to do was basically show that if it's a specific height, like you guys say, then it should be a specific angle above the horizon from Jose's location.
Okay, let's do this then. Let's go over the information you came up with together and apply it to the model correctly. And let's see what we get. You want to do that together?
Okay, which model are we going to use? The flat Earth model?
My model, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's base it on let's say 30 degrees. Let's call my observation 30 degrees.
I'm going to share my screen for everybody.
Wait. You mean you're from your location you should be seeing the sun at 30 degrees? Is that what you're saying?
No, let's just use an observation of approximately 30 degrees, and let's see if my model will predict your angle.
Well, if you use some weird type of refraction, okay. Go ahead.
Saying, don't tell it to me. Let's just see if my model predicts it. Is my point. You want to do that?
Go ahead. I don't have too much time, but go ahead. I have about maybe
it's going to take a minute.
10 minutes.
We can do it later on, man. Oh, you got 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Wait,
so
probably not even that.
all right, we'll say this. Okay, pull up the triangle calculator real quick. Can you do that?
I'm
And I'll
driving, man.
call out
I,
I'll
I'm
call out the
driving.
numbers and you
Hey,
oh, you
hey,
can't.
check it
All
out.
right,
Check it
all
out.
right.
If you're here, if you're still here in about an hour, if Jose doesn't shut it down, then I can go over this with you, man. But right now,
Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
I'm about to do PT in a second.
Yeah,
I'll
that'll
be here
work.
for
An
a while.
hour.
Yeah, I'll be here for a while.
If Jose, yeah, you cool with that, Jose?
Yeah, I'll be here
Yeah.
for 2.5, maybe 3 hours today.
So we'll pick a couple different measurements. We'll even do it right now, like what we see right now in my location. And I'll measure an angle, and you measure an
Asteroids
angle.
in
Don't tell me
orbit,
the
then
angle.
hurl
I
y'all.
won't tell you. And we'll go over a couple little random scenarios. That'll be fun, man.
Okay.
I know Jose likes real time demonstrations, man. I
But
think
this is
everybody does.
I like that. Yeah.
this is the thing that I asked Jose to do is the same exact thing that I've been asking you to do for a long time. Is just take a picture
Well,
of the sun.
I did that, man. I did it that day, the
Using
very day
no,
you asked me, bro.
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
random.
But you were supposed to use a diopter app to show the angle of the sun from your
You
location.
Yeah,
said my
that. Yeah.
son was. You said
And you
my
would
son
never.
wasn't out, bro. You said
No,
your son just set. You fucking told me. You promised me that my son had just set. You were so sure of it. Okay, and I'm sitting here looking at the fucking sun.
yeah, but I said it was a specific angle, and you wouldn't tell me the angle.
The dioptra app is what tells the angle. Brian Leake, there's a dioptra app free in the Google Play Store. I got, and what I did is I don't know how to use any of this, but I just opened the app and it got the little things in the sides. It got the angles and it moves around and whatever. I just point at the sun and take a screenshot of the phone, because I cannot take a picture from the app. I can take a picture from the app, but it doesn't work. I know he's not listening, but hopefully he come back. But it's easy. It is easy to take a
Sorry,
screenshot
man.
from the phone. Yeah, it's easy to take a screenshot from
Yeah.
the phone.
All right, all right, all right, man, gentlemen. I gotta go. I'll be
I
back
mean, but yeah,
in about an hour and a half.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I should be here by then. Sorry, I got disconnected.
Pop, pop,
But
pop,
what'd you call that app? Did not.
Dioptra. Dioptra.
Oh yeah, I have that. That's what I took a picture of, man. But
Oh, are you watching? Can you
he
watch
can
my
review
screen
this.
share? Hey, can you look at my screen share really quick? Because I got the screenshot. There you go. That's a screenshot from the Dioptra app. That's how it looks like. So it's on screen right now.
All I'm seeing is B-ball's thing.
In my screen, if you watch the screen share, you should be able to see it. It's moving.
It's on YouTube now.
Yeah. Whatever.
That and howdy, Jose.
Hello, hello.
That's an awesome.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I already have that. Yeah, I like that app too, man. But
So
anyway,
that's how it looks. Yeah.
I don't want to say nothing for sure because if he's doing something, I don't want him to be compelled to join and call me bullshit. But if I remember right, I'll say that. If I remember right, he was telling me that the sun had just set or was just about to set, and he wanted me to do that. And I was trying forever. I couldn't get a picture, so I took a screenshot and emailed it, or I sent it to like the text chat at Brandon's a while back, and he, if I'm not mistaken, okay, I could be wrong, and we can clarify this when he gets back. But I could have swore he told me my son had just set or was about to set, and I'm sitting here looking at my fucking son. He's telling me what an app's telling me. I'm looking at the damn sun in real life, dude. I remember just like being beside myself, like, dude, you're telling me what I'm fucking seeing, and I'm literally looking at the fucking sun. It just had me fucking baffled. But maybe it was just the angle was different. I'll give him that. We'll clarify it when he gets back, man. I don't want.
Right now, I cannot take your word for this or the word of him that you're telling me that happened in this day. I cannot take this as evidence of anything. It's just a nice story, bro. Cool story, bro.
Yeah, right. That is the way I remember it. Whatever the case is, I do remember just being beside myself because I'm looking at something and he's telling me that's not what I'm seeing. So yeah, that is just a story at this point. So we'll get to the bottom of it when he gets back later on. That'd be cool.
Cool. What is it? What is this that you called a model, man? You keep calling a model of a flat Earth.
Well, I mean, I was just going over the the globe model, pretty much heliocentric model, the geocentric model, and whatnot, and just different models. And I just went to doing some triangulation and the angles to see just how bad it was off, because I'm listening to Rumpus and Ruhif, and they made different claims, but he's saying it ain't nowhere near 69 miles per degree and whatnot, and you can never type in and get 69 miles per degree. I typed it in, and 1 mile is exactly, with the height B-ball specified or somewhere near it. It was exactly 69 miles, 2 degrees at 69 miles. And then so I just kept going with it. So I went like 500 miles away, and it was still 69 miles per degree. So then I went 1,000 miles away. It's still 69 miles per degree. I went 1,500 miles away. It's still 69 miles per degree. It's like, dude, you have to go like over 1,500 miles before it starts deviating. So to me, in my opinion, that's a long way, man. 1,500 fucking miles, like, to get there traveling. It's going to take you days, and like, if you're driving it, you get there in fucking within a day, but that's a long way away. So shit can happen in between
Brian,
thousands of miles, man. So that's my opinion, man.
yeah, but this what you call a model of the flat Earth is what got me baffled, because this is what I think in my mind when I think of a model of a flat Earth. And I actually Googled this flat Earth model. I asked people, what is the flat Earth model? Even though they don't want to subscribe to an AE map or nothing like that, the way they describe it, it is a flat plane. The surface of the Earth we stand on is flat, and then the water is contained somehow. Maybe I don't know. The way they is described, this is what I picture in a flat Earth model. Is it something like any of this what you have in your mind? Flat Earth model.
Yeah, man, pretty close. I probably think we need adjust the distance between like Alaska, by the Bering Strait, by Alaska and Russia and China, and which is gonna by proxy is gonna change the position to Australia a little bit closer toward South America. I think it's not completely round like that. It's more elliptical. But yeah, that's just for describing shit and navigating. Yeah, I think that works perfect, or not perfect. Works real good.
Let me do a big shout out because we got the first super chat. It is 100 Nokias by Tommy Grombold. Tommy, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. He said this is super chat is to the lovely Arwin and his totally inspirational early bird morn. Wait, wrong show. Give me my money back. Have a good one, Jose. Shout out to Tommy Grumble. Thank you so much, man. I'll take your money. Hell yeah. It gets confusing when you watch the people that you enjoy. Like you watch your Arwin early bird show and then you watch this one. You get confused with the super chats. I appreciate it, man. Have you seen? I did 2 episodes. Hold on. Brian Leake. I did 2 episodes of a new show that I'm gonna do every once in a while. It's called the Froggy Derp Show. The Froggy Derp Show is early in the morning, roughly at the same time the Arwin show is. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool, man. Have you seen that, Brian?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I was gonna join yesterday, but I didn't have time.
No, Brian. No, not that. You're watching my screen share. New show, the Froggy Derp Show. Look at my screen. I'm gonna play the intro. It's just a few seconds.
I've seen it briefly, but so what? I didn't know that. I thought it was. So it's just a show of you. No, and it's not open panel.
No, it's just me rambling for an hour. See, this is the intro right there. The Froggy Derp Show.
I think everybody likes to listen to Jose ramble, man, but maybe not for an hour, man.
But I'm making shit up and I'm yelling at the people. I'm disrespecting the audience in that show. I disrespect them. I yell at them. I ask
Okay, I
them for
got it.
money a lot. I ask them for money a lot.
Pinpoint
I
asteroids in
rant and all
orbit
that
that
stuff.
hurl
You know.
y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
But
Our take off on the early bird show.
there you go. Now you're getting it. It's just a nonsense, me rambling like nonsense shit and insulting people for an hour. I like it, man. It is my, you know, I let it out, and then I just take it easy on this on my open panel show, you know.
Yeah, I went Arwen's a long time ago, man.
Keep breaking up a little bit there, man.
I think you make a better Arwin than Arwin.
Well, anyway,
Hey,
shout out
thank you.
Arwen. Like I said, nothing against him, but I went to his show a long time ago. I went I made some comments and I got muted, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So it just kind of turned me off right off the bat. But man, I mean, I guess he's probably got some interesting shit sometimes. But I like having the topic, at least some kind of topic, and I don't like just random discussion. I just like get muted just for making a comment. But he might have mistook me for somebody else. But I still would recommend him though, man. Arwen Early Bird Show every morning, like 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
And
for those who want to watch something like that, yeah, you're welcome. And then every once in a while, you're gonna have an alternative at the same time that the show is on. It's called the Froggy Derp Show. Dude, a big shout out because one person over here in the panel just got their shield payment, and they have given me my cut. Farmer's Boy with a big $50 on PayPal. Whoa, Farmer's Boy, yo,
Hey, you know,
what the hell, man?
I figured you were worthy of a cut in that. You know,
Yo, thank you so much. Fucking hey, man. That did help a lot, man. I mean,
hey, no
so I
worries,
think
no
since
worries.
the last time that you actually, I think it was yourself, man, probably that they gave me a big chunk of money like that, like a few weeks ago. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
That's quite all right. I know what it's like to be struggling. So if I can
Yeah,
help you
man.
out, there you go.
Thank you very much, man. Thank
That's
you.
quite all right.
that's awesome,
Yeah,
man. That's good, man.
That's
That,
Well, I mean, he's here, you know, more days than he isn't providing a service. So, you know,
he's
gotta look
exactly
after you.
providing us a service, man. We can all
Yeah, he
come
is.
and
Yeah. Oh,
let's
yeah.
say whatever we want within reason,
Exactly. Exactly. You know, like he always says, you know, everybody's welcome. Okay, some people outstay their welcome, maybe, but
Support
yeah,
what you
no,
like or it
it's
goes away,
appreciated.
right, Tommy? Support what you like. I hate it like some flat earthers say, yeah, he's charges money or he takes money, not talking about Jose, but talking about other flat earthers, but anybody, man. Look, we live in a world that requires money, and especially if it's a topic that you're interested in. And it takes money to get that out there, So like David Weiss with the Sun Moon Zodiac Clock app, it's only a couple dollars. It's if you're a flat earther, man, pitch into the cause. Don't worry about if he's making money. Hope that he does fucking make money, so he can do more advertising and stuff. If that's what you believe in, then support what you like, or it goes away. So yeah, supporting
Yeah.
Jose,
Yeah,
the
big shout out.
platform. Anybody who can afford it, throw him a few bucks, man. Fuck,
That's
keep
it.
it going.
That's it. Charlie said that Arwin is gonna go supernova soon. He's gonna explode in one of these streams. He's gonna lose his shit. He's gonna start yelling. He's gonna go supernova.
Well,
That's a good comment.
he's done, yeah, because Arwen's done that a few times already, hasn't he? He's gone absolutely, well, let's call it a technical term. He's gone completely ape shit. So yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah, but Brenda takes the cake, farmers, man. Brenda takes the cake on that one, man. But I put Arwen in close second, man. I'm always passionate, but I don't know if I've ever just the lid just completely came off, and I'm like, yeah, dude. Arwen and Brenda are first and second, man. But Brenda, when Right Hand had the discussion on Ranty's Flat Earth channel, oh my god, dude, that took the cake in my opinion.
The problem, the mistake that Brenda made then is she took Right the Hand seriously. I'm afraid Herbert's like that. You've just got to laugh at him. And you know, as I've learned, if you don't want to listen to somebody, go. You know.
she's real sensitive about her condition, you know, her
Yeah,
her
I
situation,
know,
right? And Right
and
the
I
Hand was blatant
understand,
about it, man. He just Right the Hand was totally blatant about it. He just made a fucking comment that he knew it would get under her skin.
exactly.
He played her like a fiddle.
Yeah. Well, she let him. Sorry. You know.
Yeah, she did.
I'm sorry if you're going to be sensitive about that. Do you want to come into this arena where there are people who are going to play on that? I don't know.
Yeah, even though we
everybody
know
here,
she's fucking locked in, we kind of defend that point.
but everybody here in the
Honest
internet,
Awakening.
everybody in the internet in this show right now, and I used to tell this earlier, you know, in some of my shows, there's no need to say it. It's a disclaimer that needs no to be disclaimed. If you are on the internet in this type of shows where this one is it's under entertainment. It's not about education. It's not about anything else. It's not music. It's not food. It's not children. It's entertainment, right? If you are in a show like
We're
this,
characters, right? We're
talking
characters.
if you're a character talking to each other on the internet on a panel like this where it's kind of all in, you are gonna get insulted, you are gonna get disrespected, you are gonna get yelled at. As long as you play it inside the guidelines, the community guideline rules of YouTube, is all in over here. I couldn't give a fuck if you are a professional astronaut and you come over here and I tell you you're fucking lying. If I tell you that in your face, oh well, you're playing the game. You're coming over here to this. You come into my room to play this game. That is, we talk to each other no matter what credentials you have. You know, you don't come in with the airs of grandeur, you know, and like, oh, I'm smarter than you, therefore I can tell you whatever I want, and you cannot tell me anything. I can tell you you're lying in your face. Do I mean it? Is it true? It might not be true, but it's entertaining for the audience and other people watching. So it is what it is. You know, if you come into this type of shows, we try to, you know, we talk it off. We talk among each other. We try to be more honest and try to avoid these insults because we can progress more in the discussion. And yes, it's entertaining, but we learn along the way, and that's what I want it to be. But if somebody come in and is all butterfly snowflake and get all melting down because somebody told him like you're lying in your face, I mean, you cannot be here. If you take this too personal, too emotionally, you cannot be in this type of shows. I'm sorry, I was ranting. I lost my path, but I had to say that, you know. If you're coming over here, deal with it. We're gonna make fun of you. You're probably gonna make fun of me. We gotta deal with it.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
I'm gonna piss you off. You're gonna piss me off. Oh well, it is what it is. You know, it's good.
We're here to entertain and be entertained.
That's it. Yeah. Brian Leake.
And troll responsibly.
There's a long video that you posted here by Steve. Flat Earth absolute must see. Is there a specific like time stamp or something that you want me to take a quick look at this video?
Man, it's just for anybody who, I mean, this used to be a common question, you know, is where's the model? Where's the model? So, but you know, it's not really asked anymore because there's a couple different models. This is one of them that's been put out there. So if somebody wants to see a flat Earth model that with predictions, you know, predicts all the eclipse, the planets, the stars, and if you want to see on that video, that channel, if you want to see the excruciatingly boring details of each body, there's videos for each planet, all the eclipses and the sun, the moon. You know, if you got the patience to watch all that shit. But it's a flat Earth model. It's obviously not the same as a globe model. There's some different explanations, but it's an accurate model. You know.
So far as it's not tested.
Well, so far, you know, to me, it makes, you know, there's a lot less reaching than the globe. But if you're a glober, you question the a couple things like the spectroscopy that goes behind it. You know, you might question that or the refraction, you know, but I don't know. To me, the globe's more of a reach, but that's me with a little biased. I'm not 100% sure on either of them, to be perfectly honest. They're just models, projections.
Could we discuss refraction, Brian?
Yeah, well, you should wait till B-Ball. He's coming back.
Oopsie,
We was
robot.
gonna do it. We was gonna do it real time. You know?
Right. But I've got some more specific questions about your refraction. And I got to take off for work at some point here, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll answer to the best of my ability.
So, are you aware that there's numerous experiments and observations that show that light bends towards the more dense region in a density gradient?
Yeah, you know, over short distances, I think you could probably give me a couple demonstrations. But I think when it comes to what light does over long distances in the atmosphere, I can give you the demonstrations, and I don't think you can offer me any.
Well, so let's say 2 miles or 3 miles. Is that a long distance? Which way would you say it's bending in 3 miles?
Not much at all. Bending, just for lack of better term, it's just you know, I guess refracting is the word for it. Technically, I don't necessarily believe in individual light rays go in certain directions. I mean, in kinda, but I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sold on. I think it's kind of like a mix between the corpuscular and the particle type, man. I don't think people have figured it out as good as they think they have. That's my opinion.
Oh, fair enough. But, for example, I measured the angle to a lighthouse 3 miles away. The missing height was like 6 feet. So would that
Yeah,
be what kind of
must be a glowing. Must be a glowing.
Belly button Earth. I'm sorry, I was not muted. I was probably hot micing a little bit. Sorry about that. I didn't even realize.
I think that in the middle of the day, I think you're probably. This is what I've observed. Okay, overall, that's like 2 mile, 3 mile observations. Uh, three miles, you're going to get usually about a few foot, maybe lower, about a few foot. 2 miles, you're not going to see any. Maybe a little bit, maybe a few inches, foot, maybe. This is just what I see and that's in the afternoons. You know, a couple hours after sunset is when it's most consistent.
did you
Till the sun starts to go down, man, and then it kind of shifts. You know, but it's always that's always subject to change. But what on average, okay, when the sun goes down, then you're going to see the opposite of that. You're going to see light refracting the opposite way up. You're going to see light higher than even a flat baseline.
So, did you see that chart that I posted in the uncensored?
No, I'll look at it.
No, I got a GIF. Let me see. I have a GIF. Oh, okay. I see it now. I'll put it up on screen. We're not going to be able to read all the little thingies, but it's up on screen. At least the graph is in.
Oh, thank you. So basically,
Which one? Who is it? Is this Doofus?
No, this is Jesse Gordon. Jesse.
Okay, sorry, I apologize. I didn't. I was about to say you sound different, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't
That's
make
because it's
sense.
not doofus.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
just scroll up a little bit more. It's in the 31 minute after the hour, 12:31. You posted it. He said almost must see, and it's that white paper with a little graph in the top, bunch of writing in the bottom. But it's
Yep. Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, for starters, is this like what refraction's doing based on both models, like if flat or curved?
so I just measured angles from a known height to a known height at a known distance, and applied standard refraction, and compared that to the alleged globe curve. And all the way from 3 miles to 105 miles, it matched up pretty good. One of those readings is actually Jay Tolan's reading that he took with his theodolite, and his even fit in the curve there. So something.
Wait. You mean okay? So it fits in the curve after you apply some math to it, right?
Well, I mean, I applied standard atmospheric refraction of 1
Right.
degree per 932 miles. I could
Okay.
take that off.
Well, yeah. Let's be fair and let's. Well, no. I mean, I'll hear anything you have to say. Don't let me interrupt if you're trying to get a point out. But if you give me my way, I'm gonna say let's chart it out as if the ground is a flat horizontal baseline, and then also as a curved baseline. And let's start with no refraction whatsoever, and then so that's just observations, and that's seeing what we're seeing if it's flat, what we're seeing if it's globe, and then anywhere we go from there, we discuss and we give reasons why we're changing what we see. I don't know, just an idea.
Okay, I'll turn off the refraction correction and post another picture. It's still a curve. It's just not quite as tight.
Okay, so what's it say after three? So these are your personal observations?
All except the fifth one, which is Jay Tolan's observation, which he did with a theodolite also.
Okay. Let me go back and look at this. Let's see. Shit. Trying to get there. Which one's the closest to reality?
I don't understand.
Your reality. Let's say that. I meant to say your reality.
I just measured the angles. I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, it's just angles. I'm trying to get to it, to be honest. I'm like looking for my freaking magnifying glass. Now that I've got. Oh, here it is. Okay.
To see on these writings.
Observer height. Okay, measured angle. The first one is 0.0002. Okay, so well, let's do this. So anything beyond 0.02, we'll call too small to distinguish the ground from that part of the object. And so that'll be my model. My model will be just going off of angular limits for light, and whether you agree with it or not.
So here's the thing: is I was using a 30x telescope on my instrument, so my angular resolution was much greater than just the unaided human eye.
Yeah. I'm not talking about angular resolution. I'm talking about like the diffraction limit period. Like as far as well, I'm basing it on this. Okay, if light's not reaching our eye, you magnify it as much as you want. It's not reaching our eye. And here's an example. Okay, take a piece of plywood and cut a hole out of it, and you got your camera dead centered with it. Okay, and the hole is just a little bit bigger than the camera. Okay, and then zoom through that hole. Now back up and start getting away from that hole. You're going to lose the angle to things. No matter how much you zoom in, if the light's not reaching that camera, then so I'm not exactly talking about the angular size of things, angular resolution. I'm talking more about the kind of like the diffraction limit and the just angular cutoff.
Oh, hold on, I got a phone call coming in. I got a phone call.
Yeah.
Just ask, what's diffraction, Brian?
Well, let me describe it like this, okay? And you correct me wherever you think I'm wrong. Okay, for lack of better words, I'm using diffraction for like when the angles get too tight. So if the light that's coming through is more or less too tight with an edge of something, it's interfering with it. The edge is interfering with the light that's coming to your eyes, and so you can't resolve it because that angle is too limited. And if you apply that to two lights, then obviously the lower the angle, then the lack of we'd be able to resolve the two, separate them from each other. But that's not what I'm talking about. So instead of two lights, I'm referring to one object and the ground as part of the angle. So light would still diffract. The light that's coming in at them limited angles would still diffract from the ground itself.
That explained exactly nothing.
Yeah, I'm not too good at explaining everything, man. I'm working on it.
Were we explaining what diffraction was, Brian? Was that
Well,
the
just to put
definition?
it in English, okay? Go to some train tracks, okay? Stand up, count the railroad ties. You see about 25, 30 if you're tall.
I'm
Now
back.
lay down on the train tracks, and you'll see just about 10, 11 of them before they look like just one.
Yeah, that's more
One.
perspective.
Well, you can zoom in all you want. Once you lose the angle to something, that's it. Yeah, you can magnify it all you want, but the light ain't reaching you. Doesn't matter what you do. I mean, is that at least a fair scenario? Whether you agree with it or not. I mean,
Here's my problem, Brian. In today's society and the world at large, our understanding of light is so good that we make instruments so good that we can see things you don't even think are possible, whether they be a long way away or minute. The fact that we understand light and we can make these tools, make these instruments and use them, and then you want to sit there and tell us we don't know what it is, we don't know how it works.
well, I didn't say that. Why? In fact, I have nothing else to say to you, man. You straw man me to that severe of a freaking. I mean, dude, you're super straw man me, like disrespectfully straw man me.
No,
Well, let me
our
make it.
understanding of light is immense. We have so many different tools that work optically, digitally, and we can see the smallest of things and the things furthest away. So the understanding of light is well understood.
Yeah, no shit. So do we. We have the same fucking tools. Okay, I'm part of that we, bro.
Well, let me make it very clear then. If we're talking about 0.02, that would be a diffraction limit for a human eye. It's actually a little bit looser than it should be. But at that, the problem is that diffraction is not occurring at the surface, it's occurring at your eye. So if we change out the human eye with another bigger optical device, that diffraction limit reduces to a smaller number.
Well, we're about to model something, compare shit. I just picked a number. I could pick a different number if you want. I mean, I was just trying to get a baseline, something to, refer to. And if you don't like that, I won't even try it. I just want to do some
Right.
comparison, got matched up.
Right. The issue I took with is using diffraction limit as the minimum number at which you'll accept measurements for, because
I know. I'm
that
just like
that
I
number
said, that's
is
for lack of better
that number
terms,
is that number is not useful when we can pull out say a camera or a telescope.
Okay, so if light doesn't reach you, you didn't hear my explanation, bro?
I did. The light is not diffracting at the surface, it's diffracting at your eye.
Okay, but so if I cut a hole out of a piece of plywood and I stick the camera through it and it's a little bit bigger than the hole, okay? Now I have a certain field of view. As I back away, okay, I'm exactly lined up with it, right where I was, but I'm going to lose the field of view as I back away. So I can magnify it all I want. I'm not physically stretching back out toward the plywood. I'm just enlarging what's already there. So if the light's not reaching my camera, then it doesn't matter how much I magnify it. So you're confusing zoom with actually physical distance.
Brian, you mentioned the diffraction limit and you mentioned 0.02. That limit is occurring at your eye. It's not what's occurring in the distance at the surface. So that number
Right.
is meaningless when we can pull out a completely
You're
different
straw
optical
manning me,
device.
bro. Why are y'all straw manning? I said, for lack of better terms, I'm going to use diffraction limit, okay? And
That happens at your eye.
I'm describing it as when the light hits a certain angle, the ground will interfere with it. Is basically
Right.
what
Well,
I
that
mean.
won't be a
In other words,
diffraction.
we'll lose the light. We won't be able to distinguish the ground from anything else. And I'm just coming up with a number so we could compare some things. He's went to the trouble of charting all this stuff. So he asked me a question, so I figured we could do some comparisons. I think that number is fairly close to reality. Whether it's exact, whether I'm defining it exactly proper, I think I've at least made my point. Just wanted to see how it acts, and what else, see where to go from there, Y'all are saying, no, you don't do that, don't use 0.02, no, we fucking, and I think I give fair examples, dude, of once you lose the light, it's gone. Zoom all you want. The light ain't hitting your camera or your eye, you ain't doing shit to get it back once at a certain point.
Okay. So if you wanted to go with there's some limit and some angular separation between the object and the surface at which you can't see it anymore, you'll have to acknowledge that that angle changes with respect to distance. The angle continues to grow in size as objects get further away from you.
What's that? The angles grow in size
As the
they
object
go
gets further away from you. Right.
Hey, Brian.
Okay. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to take a yardstick. Okay. Or I know you're probably using an example something taller than you. So take a 10-foot pole. Okay. And what I want you to do is measure from put it 50 feet away, and just lay on the ground. Measure your eye from and give me the angle from the baseline to the top of that 10-foot pole. Okay, and tell me the angle. And let's just say, for example, it's 40 degrees. Okay, now I want you to back away with that pole. Okay, and keep measuring the angle. I think you're going to hit a point where you get far enough back, it's going to get to 1 degree, half a degree. I think right when you get far enough away, like about a mile and a half, and it gets down to about 0.02, maybe 0.025 or 0.019, you're not going to be able to distinguish it from the ground. The ground and the pole are going to basically look like one thing. The angle is going to be too tight. So that angle, that's the angle I'm referring to. I know it's not defined in the world of optics as far as eyeglasses and shit like that. I'm saying, I'm kind of giving it my own definition and giving you an example of what I'm talking about. So that's the angle I'm referring to, and that's what I was going to test up against his measurements. We could do that, can't we?
Right, but you're talking about the angular size of the object, where when you see
No, I'm
in
not,
the
bro.
example of something, well, you did. You mentioned a measurement of an angle from the bottom to the top of that 10-foot object.
Yeah, but from the ground. Okay, so my eye is the vertex, and my
Right, that's the
angle
angular size of the
is
object, though.
from the ground to the top of an object. So I'm kind of defining a new term.
But that is actually the angular size of the object. From the bottom to the top of the object at that distance, that's what angular
But it's
size
not
is.
the same as a free view, because if I lift it up in the air, okay, there would be no ground for it to mix with. So I'd see it further away, and I'd be able to zoom, and the light would still reach me fine. There's no ground to diffract the light.
Okay, so if we're back to diffraction, keep in mind that occurs at your eye. The angle that's between the top of the object and the ground. The problem that you'll run into, and I mentioned this already, is that angle at which you start seeing obstruction on a distant object changes with respect to distance. It actually increases as the object gets further away from you.
I guess I'm just gonna have to just keep spitting out examples, dude, until you understand what I'm saying.
Right, I'm giving you counter
so let's take a
examples of what
laser
you're
beam.
saying. If you repeat it, you're just repeating it.
Now I'm gonna give you several different examples, and I'm gonna make them so various that you're gonna look like a fool if you don't understand me by the time I'm done. Okay, so another example. Let's take so I'm describing the light interfering with the ground like this, not the way it's defined. Okay, like I said, I'm kind of coming up with my own definition and giving an example. Whether you agree with it or not, whatever. I mean, I think it's fair to see how it models. Okay, now like if you take a laser, okay, with a certain size beam, and then at 5 foot, the beam is diverged a certain amount, certain size. Okay, I think that that we could take the hole that the laser's going through a certain size hole. And as we shrink it, okay, that hole, okay, there's going to be a point where right before you touch the light, before it touches the light, okay, There's going to be a real fine line between and what happens there. Okay, and then there's going to be that certain border, right around 0.02, where where it's hard to even distinguish whether it's touching it or not. It's just so tight of an angle, so you'll start getting interference. So the hole itself will start interfering with the laser beam. It's so damn close to it, but the light will still make it through, and until it gets even blocks it even more. But you see what I'm saying? Does that clarify? Does that help?
It'd be the size of the wavelength of the light, with how close it would be to the surface for that interference to occur. The problem is, Brian, that's very tiny.
I'm asking if you understand my principle now, just my point. I'm not trying to use your science or anything like that. I'm just giving my own example of a scenario that I think we can
Brian,
at least
that's part of
agree
the
what happened. I'm not trying to rewrite the dictionary. I'm just giving you an example of at what point certain shit tends to happen, and giving you real world examples of that actually happening. So I could carry on, so we can get on with this this little test, this little comparison.
Well,
But
Brian, that's
obviously y'all don't want to see it, right?
Well, Brian, it's part of the problem to say that you're giving me real world examples, and then you give me an explanation, which you came up with, that when we physically test these kind of effects, we know does not occur. There's
so you're disagreeing with the fact that the light will be interfered with.
Thanks for cutting in, Brian. The light.
I just wanted clarity.
The wavelength of the light defines how close to a surface that diffraction will start to occur.
I'm not asking why or what. I'm just saying what's happening. But at a certain point, something solid will interfere with the light, right? There is a limit to just how close you can get without touching the sides. It'll start interfering with it, right? Can we at least agree on that?
And that limit
can we at least agree on that?
Brian, that limit is sub-millimeter range.
That's
at
fine.
A distance
but there is a range, right?
And at a distance of a couple of miles, sub-millimeter range is nothing. It really is nothing.
Fine. So then that's the point. Okay. So there is a range, though, right?
A range that is completely imperceptible and well below the angular resolution of any optical device you could possibly employ.
Very good. Okay. Now show me some studies where that range holds true at 5 miles.
Right. Listen again,
you're not going to be able to.
Brian.
We ain't tested that shit 5 miles.
The surface where this would have
scenarios, bro. We're trying to go place.
Brian! The surface where you say this must be occurring would be causing a deflection or a diffraction in a range that's less than 1 millimeter wide. If I'm looking at a surface that's 3 miles away from me, at an object behind it that's 5 miles away from me, the amount that would have an effect on that distant object is below 1 millimeter at 3 miles away. There's no way that you can. There's no way that you can use an optical device to discern that from that distance.
No, there's no ground that smooth, bro. Okay, so just back off, bro. You're coming in being a jerk for no reason, bro. And you're agreeing with my point.
That's not real,
I didn't interrupt you, did I? Okay, now you're agreeing with my point that there is a limit, but now you're giving these, where they're coming from, I have no idea. You're coming up with these scenarios where, like, the ground is perfectly smooth within sub-millimeter ranges, bro. I'm just talking in real world, bro. Nothing's that perfect over these distances. And so I'm just trying to see how shit compares in a model, and I'm getting stuck by some fucking asshole, dude. What's your problem, dude?
My problem is you're describing something that light does not do, Brian.
You agreed with me, dude, that there is a limit. Okay? We can talk about the limit over long distances later.
All distances
unless you can cite a paper.
A couple of miles.
Unless you could cite a paper to show me that light diffracts the same way, a mile away and an inch away, then let's carry on.
Okay,
let's try to relax and not, it's a laid back, relax. Let's try to give Brian a chance to present. We can come back little by little. We can, try to pick holes, but let's not let's not go too harsh, too hardcore. Let's giving a chance to explain. I know there's a lot more that he wants to explain. We're not gonna shut it down. I don't want to shut him down.
Could I have a bit with Brian?
You actually, yeah, you were kind of in the middle of something. You never finished that point, so take a few minutes, if you want.
Yeah, I had to take a new screen grab of the chart with the refraction correction turned off, which I did, and I posted or pasted, I think. Did you get that, Brian? It's the last link I posted. It says it's got no refraction correction in the name, and then
Yeah,
Brainer.
hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, man. Get where I can hear you, dude. I keep getting.
Didn't mean to shut you down either, Doofy. You just hopefully you understand where I'm coming from,
I mean,
All right,
I
yeah.
just
Can
take
you
issue with
repeat that? I can hear
describing
you fine
things
now. Hopefully you can
that
hear me.
light
Can
does
you
not
repeat
do.
that?
I,
Go ahead.
I think I heard you, Brian. Did you get the chart with the refraction correction turned off?
Let me look at it, man. Let me look at it. I've seen the survey, the Alberuni test with no refraction, and it's off by about, I think, about between 25 and 30% before the refraction corrections, if I'm not mistaken. I have the numbers if you want to see them from the main surveyor. And then if it's probably pretty comparable to that, if you're talking about 7/6R that you subtracted from that.
Well, I had been applying 1 degree per 932 miles, which is standard refraction, but for this chart, I turned that off, so there's no correction. It's just the raw angle readings and the missing height at different
What did
distances
you say,
from
1 degree for 9/32 of a mile?
No, per 932 miles. So the
Okay.
standard refraction equates to basically 1 degree of error for every 932 miles. So if it was 932 miles, it would be 1 degree of error. If it was 1 mile, it'd be 1 divided by 932. So like a thousandth
Well,
of a.
actually, one. I mean, well, how
But
about
anyway,
four? Wait. 7/6 is that's not talking about the degrees over miles. That's just talking about that's just basically enlarging your radius, and then you do the math to get your new obstructed amount, or basically horizon location, based on a
yeah,
bigger radius.
yeah,
So I don't
it all
think the
made.
degrees. I don't think the degrees is
They're
the purpose.
describing the same thing from different ends, Brian.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just different ways to analyze it. It all
Right.
works out the same.
Okay. So why would you describe it as 932? Okay. So 7/6. So what if it was 6 over? Let's say 6/5. Then how many degrees per mile would it be? If you don't mind, I'll wait.
Well, I'd have to calculate it, but the point is, I went onto Wikipedia, and they gave
You got to calculate that? Well, yeah. I guess you got to.
and they gave the standard refraction as a certain number of radians per kilometer or something. I don't know what it was, but I converted it to miles and degrees because I'm a fat, lazy, dumb American, and and so that's what it is. But for this last chart, I turned that off. I set it to 0, so we don't even need to worry about refraction. Just it's not even affecting this last chart I posted.
Well, for either model to be right, there's got to be refraction, though. I mean, can we agree on that?
Well, Earth curve could also cause the same apparent missing height, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying that for either model to match the measurement, something's got to be going on, right? Because they don't neither one of them match reality perfectly. Is that at least fair
Oh,
enough
I
to say
see what
that?
you're
It
saying.
doesn't match perfectly.
I see what you're saying. The globe the refraction is just a small error, basically, like you said, 16 or 18%. I don't remember, but
It's not. Yeah, it's not that small, but yeah, it is. It is
but
a.
But look at it this way.
Yeah. I think I'm being abrasive. I mean, I'm giving you friction for really no reason, man. I think we're trying to go two different places. So let me jump on board with you. All right, I'm gonna look at these numbers and can you recite like your first example? Just go through the numbers and call them out. So when I look at the other ones, I'll have a good perfect idea.
Yeah, definitely. So looking at the first one, it's Klein Spit Bluff. I was like 50. The camera height was, or the instrument height was 58 feet above sea level, and the target height was 64 feet above sea level. And the difference between that is 6 feet. And the distance was 3 miles, or 2.94 miles. And the measured angle, which I measured,
Wait,
equated.
where's the distance? Where's the distance in this table? Oh, right here in the yellow. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So you can see the measured angle. That even though that was 6 feet above me, it still measured almost straight out.
What were you measuring again? I'm very sorry. Were you measuring?
I was measuring
Was
the
it
angle to a lighthouse.
okay? So is the height to the lighthouse in there? I'm having trouble seeing this. Is the
Yes.
height to the lighthouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Target height
And-
is 64 feet.
Okay, 64 feet, and your elevation. Okay. There's my magnifying glass. All right, I refound it. All right, so that's it. So you got the what's the delta height is how high you are?
That's the delta is the difference between the instrument height and the target height.
The bottom of the instrument.
Yeah, the observer height. Underneath official, you got the first bar. Underneath official, that's the observer height. And then you got the target height next to it. So the delta height is the difference between the observer height and the target height.
Okay, let's see. Observer height. Oh, okay. In other words, okay, so the target height is 6 foot taller than you. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
This is pretty thorough.
But the angle to it was almost exactly eye level. So somehow I was looking straight out at something that was 6 feet above me, and it just happened to be 3 miles.
Okay, so it was too much curvature when you applied the refraction?
No, if I apply standard refraction, then it matches the globe model perfectly. But for this one, I turned off standard refraction. I set it to 0, so it doesn't have any play. So this is, if we didn't have any idea if that there even was standard refraction, and we're just measuring the angles, that's what you're seeing here. Because you can see the corrected.
So it's off by about 18%, is what you're saying. Without giving an exact number, it's off roughly by about the refraction amount, right? I mean, if you say it makes it refraction makes it perfect, then so you're just the regular observations off by about, it's pretty close, off by only about 18%, right?
It's off by the refraction amount, yeah. So that you can see.
Now, let's do this. Now, so let's take. Well, maybe we need to do this with one that's closer to the ground, so I don't have what you call it jumping down my throat, saying, "No, that's not going to be right because we got to." You said the ground. Can you go to one that's closer to the ground?
I don't know. I have a question about this. I have an observation about this. Sorry, I got a call. This observation, your observer height. Oh, and the target height is 64. The observer height is 58. So the observer height is 6 foot higher than the observer height.
The target height is.
Target height is 6 foot higher, but you're only looking at 3 miles in the distance. It is over water, right?
Correct.
3 miles. I mean, I'm gonna round it up to 3 miles. 2.94 miles. Super close to 3 miles. You're only looking at 3 miles, but your observer height is 58 feet. 58 foot.
Yeah, that we're gonna see on either
you're not
model. We're
gonna
gonna see the whole thing, though.
We're gonna see the whole thing, 100%. We're gonna, unless if you are 6 foot above the water at 3 miles, then we might start seeing a difference. We might start getting there, because if not, if you were at 6 foot high at 3 miles, you're probably going to see 100% the whole thing, and the horizon is going to be in the globe or whatever is going to be right there, sitting in the horizon, the whole thing.
That's exactly why I asked for
Yeah.
one closer to
I
the
don't
ground.
know.
But I did understand his point, though. His point was that it's still down from the horizontal, which is a globe argument. I'm good.
But I might be
I'm
misunderstanding. I mean, it's just my illiterate.
Yeah, that's good. You clarified it way better than I did, so thank you.
Right, we're looking at measured angles with drop.
I posted a picture taken through the theodolite of the lighthouse. So there's like a 53 whatever high foot bluff, and then my theodolite was like another 5 feet above that or whatever.
So that pretty much is pretty close to what you'd expect on a globe. Even without refraction, you'd expect a globe with a radius of around that size. You'd expect it to be a little bit lower than horizontal. In my world, okay, I'll give you that as a possibility. In my world, and with all my observations, I haven't charted them as beautifully, but kudos for that. But it's gonna move around. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but my quick. Now I understand what's going on with my point and what I say about 6 foot. I was talking about obstruction from the bottom up. I
Right.
I knew. I mean, I had an idea that was the cross line and crosshair and the drop. The height of the crosshair will be in the object. Now is a different thing. But I thought you were talking just purely about obstruction for the bottom up because we wouldn't have any. Like this is what we will see. But now you're talking about the crosshair. I'm gonna stay out of it because I don't want to argue it. I'm illiterate about the drop and the other light. So there you go.
You're correct though, Jose. If you're standing on the beach at 6 feet above the water, then the horizon is basically right at the same distance as the lighthouse, and you can see all the lighthouse, but you don't see the water bulging up behind it like you do when you're up higher, as this picture shows. So you're correct.
Yeah, just carry on. I got that image up, the image that you posted of the crosshair with the little lighthouse.
Oh, sweet. So, Brian, in your model or narrative or whatever, how am I getting this missing 6 feet at 3 miles? I guess would be my question.
I just posted something, Jose. I posted I don't know if it's a lot of trouble, but if it isn't, I posted about a 12-second video. If you could play the audio on it, man, and that's my explanation for this. If he can play that.
All right, I can do that. Jesse, are you watching my screen share? It's going to be the screen share. Okay, let me pause it.
Observations. Well, to one extent.
Hold on, let me pause it and set it up. We're going to hear it twice. Playing in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
As well as terrestrial observations. Well, to one extent or another, the process of leveling has not changed in well over 150 years. It is still a terrestrial measurement system that has limited sight differential. And particularly in geodetic leveling, about the farthest you can go is going to be about 50 meters. So you can't make observations 100 meters or 200 or 300 meters. But the process, and particularly in geodetic.
What do you think about that? There you go. That's Brian's answer.
Something's out of context there.
Yeah,
I can't put my finger on it, but something ain't adding up. No, man.
You put the full video in the description box? Oh, no. You know what? Just for my own curiosity, I like to see the full video whenever you get a chance.
Oh, man, look up geodetic surveying, and it's that you'll see that guy. It's one of the main ones. He's got videos, separate videos on separate branches of the geodetic, like the vertical datum, the horizontal datum, the old. In other words, I really don't think. I think it's a click away, man. If you can't find it, I'll do it. But
not now. I'm not gonna because
I'm not sure the exact video it came from, though, bro. I think it's the one that says vertical datums.
Yeah, I'm gonna look the title of the video, what the topic is referring to, maybe play 5 or 10 minutes before and after what he's talking about here, that to understand a little better. I cannot get exactly what he's talking about with a quote in between whatever.
He doesn't really elaborate on it, man. But I think you could interpret it a couple different ways, but I think it's fair to say that the further we go, the less reliable our measurements are going to be. Whether that's what he's meaning or not, I mean, I think it's fair to say. So, in my opinion, here's the point I was going to make: is that if we look at it as it starts to get evening and as the sun starts to set, it's going to move around. Sometimes it's going to even get lower than horizontal, and it's going to move around. So I think we can all agree that objects in the distance, especially, move around.
Well,
I think that's all due to optics in the medium we see through.
If I had only presented a single measurement, that would be a very respectable argument. But I presented 13 measurements taken across 3 years on all different times of day in all different kind of locations from all different observer heights, from all different target heights, even including a measurement from Jay Tolan, who was in California, totally different state. And they all agree to a very distinct curve. Okay, so you can say, oh, it's just random and stuff moves around.
Hold on. You don't need to do all that, bro. You can just do it over one day, but just don't pack up and leave at the end of your work day, like 9 to 5. No, stay out there past 5, and just not 3 years, just one day, and you'll start to see the observation move around more. So, I mean, are you denying that?
Yep. So here's what I did.
You're denying that observations move around a lot over distance.
When your line of sight,
I'm gonna post a video from one of your guys.
When the line of sight goes close to the water, then you can get a lot of miraging and apparent lift and drop and all sorts of stuff. But it happens more in certain weather conditions. And in the case where I'm taking some of these measurements, I actually set up a time lapse for like 3 hours.
In the middle of the day.
No, I got it at sunset. Let me get you a video.
Let's see. And I'll show you one of people, and it's up off the ground. It's
broke up there.
I can't believe you're disagreeing with that, bro. That's crazy. But
No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
I'll try and change your mind by showing you hostile witnesses videos.
Hey, Brian, I'm not saying it never happens. I'm saying it doesn't always happen. And I know for a fact that
it constantly happens, just at different degrees, I'd say.
Well, but okay, so it may always happen to some degree, but it doesn't always happen to a degree that invalidates the measurement. And besides,
well, any movement is an invalidation. It's just a matter of to what degree. Yeah, I'll give you that. If it's real close, I ain't getting picky on you.
Hey, Brian, that is a fallacy. That is a complete fallacy. All measurements have some margin of error, and that does not invalidate.
Yeah, I'll give you that, man. I'll give you that.
Okay.
But I do think you're underestimating the optics at play, man. It's either way. It does move things around. Either way, I think I'm trying to find common ground. So I think we can agree that the optics do move the observed elevation of items to whatever degree it does happen.
Right. If we're trying to find common ground, we need to know how much you think that is, how much that error is.
I'll never find ground. I'm trying to see if I can common ground. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even defining the exact amount. I'm just saying we both can agree that at some level. The shit moves around in the distance to some extent.
Yeah, but you're using that as an argument to invalidate my
measurement. I haven't led you. I'm not leading you, bro. I'm just trying, like I said, I'm trying to find common ground. I'm not going to say, okay, bam, I got you. I'm just trying to tell you where I'm coming from. I'm trying to give you my point of view. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, so are you saying that just due to the random movement of stuff, due to optics, somehow I ended up with a bunch of measurements that just happened to plot the curve? Okay, so are we agreeing then that something causes the appearance of a curve when we measure drop at different distances? Something causes.
You must. I don't know if I was on mute when I said it earlier, but I gave you that right out of the gate. I said so. This is what we would expect or close to it on a globe. We would expect an observation like this. We'd expect something a little bit lower due to Earth curve. I mean, I must have been muted, man. I thought I got that out.
Okay, so in your model, then what is causing things to appear lower than they should by a factor that matches a curve, if that makes sense?
I think that angle that I was referring to, the 0.02, whether it works for forever or whether it's exact or not, I think it's pretty damn close to Earth curvature, and just in the immediate distance where we view most shit. I think it's almost strangely coincidental how close it matches Earth curve. But so that would be, yeah, like to me it's perspective with a little diffraction limit and and a little refraction. I don't think a physical curve is necessary. I'll concede that it's possible. You know, I'm not going to be absolute. I think anybody who's absolute, they know for sure everything. I don't think that's an honest stance. So I'm going to come from, to me, my honest stance is, yeah, I concede the possibility. Yeah, Earth curve could cause that. But I believe that it's not necessary. So I think that's my
Right,
honest opinion.
and that's what I'm trying to understand is how do you account for that missing 6 feet that I measured to the top of that tower, that lighthouse, over that 3-mile distance?
Do you want physical, like, you want me to tell you some physical demonstrations you could do or that we've done or examples, or what exactly would be the best thing I could offer you?
Well, I guess an example where light is coming from somewhere that it's not. In other words, that light should have been coming from above me. The light from the lighthouse should have been arriving to me from a location 6 feet higher than it was.
Okay, I'll post a video. And I'll give you some examples too after that. But
So are you saying the light has to bend, right? The light has to be curving?
yeah, I'm gonna show you shit moving a lot more than 6 feet, bro. I'll show you shit moving like when it's just moving in subtle areas of the video, it
Yeah.
might be moving only 6 foot, but
No,
you'll see it moving way
seen
more than that, and then
I've
even less than that.
I've seen the Skunk Bay video, but I also took a time lapse in the area where I'm measuring, which I just posted for you, and it
I
shows
was
that.
gonna show something other than Skunk Bay, man. I was gonna show one of your own videos from Soundly. Yeah, shit definitely moves around, man. In one of my videos I got where Jesse Kozlowski's out there with I think Sly or Tim Osmond. I think it's Sly Sparkane, and they set up the auto level at the Great Salt Lakes, and you know, and the Great Salt Lake was blocking that mountain. The crosshairs were, the water was higher, and Sly couldn't believe it. And then George Numchuck questioned him, like, "You sure you had it set up right?" And then he, told him that, yeah, Jesse set it up. And he's like, "Oh, okay, well, Jesse's qualified, so yeah, well, I have it in one of my videos." I know Jose's, unfortunately, his channel, a lot of videos he lost, which is bullshit. Whoever did that can fuck off. But I did manage to save some information, and that happened to be one of them. That in the middle of the day, they set up the auto level and the crosshairs, which should be looking out horizontally, where crosshairs were underneath the lake, the Great Salt Lake, blocking, I forgot the name of the mountain behind it. But that had nothing to do with Earth curve. He was, I believe, 12 foot above the water or something. I forgot exactly how much.
All right, wait. This is the 1.5 hour, halfway into these festivities today. Jesse,
Yes.
you were on for a little bit, so we gotta move on. We got a lot of people here. We weren't planning on doing a 1-1. Actually, waiting on B-Ball. If he come in Earth is live, he's gonna need a few minutes to talk to Brian too. So let's try to give an opportunity to everybody, kind of just bounce ideas and brainstorm over here. Everybody else, let's try not to stay stuck in these one-on-ones today.
All
Shout
right.
out to you guys. Yeah, shout out to everybody watching. If you're watching now, 50 people watching, hit the like button and support via PayPal or Super Chat if you got it and you can. And join the Discord server daily. Boom, there's what we are on. We are actually joined by a bunch of people. Blue Marble Science, Bogov, Brian Leake, Shaik, Discord user, Doofus Manfred, Farmer's Boy, Fred, Jesse Gordon, and the Stingray. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Boom.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you, Brian. And I do have to eat and do some things and take off here. But think about it, Brian.
Bro. Boom.
God, man, all of a sudden my phone's blowing up over dumb shit. Like I got an easy day where the guys are doing a real small job. I don't even got to be there, and my phone's just blowing up, man. This is an interesting conversation, man.
So Brian, I asked you a question. You never answer comments in your channel, it seems. So you said that Soundly cherry picks, right? When you take the picture, take a picture.
Didn't I demonstrate it when
wait,
he said, here's
and
the
I
bad
asked you,
one.
and I asked you, you obviously didn't read it.
No,
So
I probably haven't.
do we look at the bridge from 90 degrees? That means the bridge is across us.
Wait, am I wrong? First off,
I'm asking you. I'm asking
no,
you.
you just
Do
made
we
a claim.
look
You
at the
just pointed
bridge
out my
from the
claim. I'm
side? Do
asking,
we
am I
look at the
wrong?
curve from the side?
I'll talk to somebody else.
Brian, do we look at the curve of the bridge from the side? That means 90 degrees to the bridge.
I have no idea what you're even talking about, bro.
I'm asking how this picture
all I
was
heard
taken.
is you say that I said he cherry picked. I think that was the video was showing him cherry
Okay,
picking. Am I wrong? Or did I do something wrong?
Yeah, of course you're wrong. Because you draw a circle and you say, look, it doesn't match the globe. First of all, of course it
That wasn't
doesn't.
the point of the
Of
video,
course it
bro.
doesn't, because your circle is small. Second, he doesn't look at 90 degrees to the curve. He look at an angle, very small angle. So please rotate your circle, make it the radius 49, 69
Do you think
miles,
that video was?
and let's
Do you
see
think
if
that
it
video was
matches or not.
fireproof?
Why do you say it doesn't match the globe?
I'm asking, do you understand the point of that
Why
video?
do you say it doesn't match the globe? Based on what?
What I'm asking you is, do you understand the point of that video?
No, it doesn't have a point.
Okay, well, this is what I set out to do. This is what I set out to do. I set out to show that he's cherry picking when he said, "Up here's he played a time lapse for over hours and hours, and it wasn't giving him any curve. And then at the end, right before the sun came up, he's like, oh, there it is. Toward the end, he's like, there's the curvature. He said, this is a bad one, and then he was saying, here, this is a good one. So the ones that were flat, okay, or bending upwards, he was saying are bad ones, okay, and the ones that at the very end when it finally started to show drop, he said, oh, here's a good one. To me, that's exactly cherry picking when you have evidence for everything for concave.
Well, they all showed it.
And you're saying good and some of them are bad. That's cherry picking, man.
No, you cherry pick because they all show a curve.
Bro, I showed the whole time lapse. How did I cherry pick?
Yeah, and talking about cherry picking, you chose 3 lights on the bridge and you say those are straight.
No, I played the whole entire time lapse, bro. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I showed 3 lights on the bridge. That's not my video. I played the entire time lapse, bro. You can't cherry pick if you show all the fucking information, bro.
Okay, show me one time when it's not curved.
All of it. Until the end. What are you talking about?
In this video, whatever, Brian, I saw that clip. I said, you know what? I'm not going to comment on it because the time I saw Soundly doing this test, when I was a flat earther in the flat earth camp, I said, like, yeah, this is so silly. It didn't work out because my interpretation of that, when he lined up the lights and he let the time lapse run and he recorded for a long time, and the lights were going up, we're going down, we're going up and down, we're going up and down. Then he decided to show the ones that are just bending down. Yeah, he bended down a lot, but he also bended up a lot. So that's kind of the point of the video, that the video didn't prove or disprove anything. That video was crap. I think it's one of the crappiest that Soundly has ever done in that test.
Right, and cherry picking. It was good. That's
opinion.
fair to say it's cherry picking in that example, right?
It is not. I don't call it cherry picking because if I call you cherry pick, if I say that Brian cherry pick the ones that are curving up, I can say that Soundly cherry pick the ones that were curving down because
all right, I'll give you that. it's a fine line though. But like what I meant was like he's calling these good and these bad. The point is we see it all. You know, we see it bending up, bending down, and we see it not bending at all. You know, and that was the point. Is he's calling one thing good, one thing bad. You know, and I'm just saying, look, it is what it is. This is the cause. We're seeing the cause. So when he asked me earlier, you know, what's my cause? Well, I can give 100 examples of this. Just optics. Shit moves
I
up
got
and
a
down.
criticism, Brian. I got an honest criticism about this. I know it was a lot nighttime and it was a bunch of small lights, and the further lights they actually looked either bigger or the same as the ones lights in the front. But you cannot compare that to what's going on all the time because light is always going to have some kind of you know, it's going to spread the light. It's going to look bigger. There was no anything to block up the excess of
I
the
give you that too.
of
It's
the
hard to
light.
nail it down, man. It's hard to nail it down. I just see a pattern of like when we're seeing blockage, it usually is accompanied by magnification, like with the wind farm. We see the blades that are miles further and should be way smaller, or at least smaller, and they seem to be like the same size. It's difficult.
Robert. Chai, what do you think? What I say? Did you see? Do you understand where I'm coming from? That the actual original video soundly shows the light bending up and down equally.
I didn't see that video. I can tell.
Brian show in this clip that Brian put up, he shows a long version that actually shows the light bending up and down. In the clip that actually Brian put, it's mostly of it's pretty much
Here's what
what
it is,
I
okay?
hold on,
He
let me
watched
hear.
10
Hold on, Brian.
minutes, 1 minute
Hold on,
of the
Brian.
video and then assumed everything.
Well, let me hear Shike. Let me hear Shike.
Well,
You haven't seen it.
well, I saw Brian video. I don't know how much of it is in Soundly's video.
It's pretty much, I mean, pretty much all of it because Soundly, if he took, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours of continuous recording, then he did a time lapse of 10 or 15 seconds of the whole thing.
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all Brian showed. He's going up and down. He's bouncing up and down, pretty much.
But hey, for everybody listening, that's how Chucky did. This is probably, if I'm wrong, correct me, Chucky. But he probably watched a minute of it and assumed where I was going with it, instead of just watching, at least skimming through most of it or all of it. He just made assumptions on what I was claiming. So
No, I asked you about where did you get it doesn't match the globe model.
and then I explained to you. I should have known right there. You didn't watch the video. I was just showing that the shit moves up and down, and that's my claim toward the guy I was talking to earlier. Like we can show this shit moves up, down.
No,
you
you said it doesn't match the model.
Exact. That is to me not an honest stance.
I-
You know,
I-
but it's
Hold on one
fair.
second.
I
And then
asked.
in the video you see the distant object you're observing. That's what's moving up and down. You see that there's this vertical change from its lowest extent to its
It's
highest
moving.
extent. Right, you see a vertical change from its lowest extent to its highest extent. You don't know, however, with just that observation alone, whether the range is centered around not going up or down, or whether or not the whole thing is displaced in a given direction.
Okay, you're just blurting shit out. You obviously didn't watch the whole video because even the close lights are doing the same thing, bro. I mean, why are y'all doing this, bro?
No, Brian.
Brian,
you
Brian, you didn't listen to what I said. Let me do this
wait.
one more time.
I did hear
If
you. You
you
led
see-
with
if you see a
led
vertical
with the
change-
local lights ain't moving,
But-
and that's
Brian,
fine.
Let me hear Duffy's one more time. Let's see what Duffy's had to say.
Right, if you see a vertical change in a distant object, or even the close ones too, the vertical change is telling you only that there is a vertical change. It's not telling you that the lowest extent is definitely down and the highest extent is definitely up. That could be centered around a different direction. They could be all going down, or some of them are down and a little bit is up, or there's some amount. You don't know exactly how much is either up or down in that particular case relative to its actual position.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I that's why I didn't criticize this video. I said like, yeah, this is kind of shitty because to me it's inconclusive. I don't know how Soundly could use this as some kind of an evidence of a physical test with lights that there was curvature on it because it was to me it was not good, man.
Well, Well, my question was why Brian said it doesn't match.
Mikey, man,
You're roboting.
You're roboting, Brian. We couldn't hear you.
My question was why said it doesn't match the globe when all this data that Soundly took matched the model that Walter Bislin did. So how can you say it doesn't match the model?
No, you didn't hear me, man. My point is that the ship moves up and down. So whether I ain't saying it proves a flat Earth
During the day?
the globe. I'm saying that it doesn't prove anything. The ship moves
Well, we
around
know.
regardless. So off
We
in the
know.
distance, you're not going
During
to
the
get
day,
accurate.
Hold on, Shai, patient.
during
Go
the
ahead, Shai,
day,
man.
do you have images of it not bending during the day?
No, I don't.
No,
This
of course
is
not.
video,
Why?
bro.
Why? We know why, right?
You tell me why.
Why? Because refraction is highest at night.
So you say.
We know it is.
I actually,
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay, so Skunk Bay doesn't matter. Chikey, you just fucking say
Yeah,
anything, bro. Anything to be contentious, bro. I can show
I
you
heard the
Skunk Bay in
opposite.
the daytime.
I heard the opposite of that
You
statement,
do,
Shai. I
did you
have
see?
many Glovers. That refraction is less at night.
No, that's nonsense.
Well,
Because
you're
there's two
calling.
things.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I don't have any evidence to show you. I don't have anything to pick throughout my 5, 6 years that I've been listening to this. But the most that I have heard is the Glover side saying that at nighttime there is less refraction than daytime. That is a fact, my experience, my journey through this. This is what I have heard. You cannot tell me that that is not what I have witnessed and experienced in all these years, Shaik.
And I had here on this channel, I had Larry GPS says measurements you take between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for vertical angles, not at night and not at the morning. In that window between 10 a.m.
So that's Larry.
to
Wait,
2 p.m.
what about Flash Barcane saying in the daytime when they're at the Great Lake, crosshairs were under the water? The mountain behind it. So my point is this: they claims
Was it
they don't
solar
know
mirrors?
either. They don't know for sure because we don't know for
I don't
sure
know.
the baseline for not with 100% positivity because shit moves in the distance. You can't get accurate measurements in the distance.
Look, the
You can average it out.
two things affecting the refraction. One is the air density, is gravity, and the other is the temperature gradient. If it's hot below and cold above, yes, that's going to invert the gradient that the gravity gives us. Denser
And that's the only
below
way. That's the only way
and less
that
than
that
above.
happens. Is that the only way?
Now, during the night, there's not much difference between the ground and the air. There's not
Right.
much gradient.
Yet the image was still moving around, up and down, up and down. So you're telling me the temperature just kept inverting on itself, just higher, lower, higher, low, higher, low, higher,
I
low.
didn't see the video, Brian.
Okay.
On what time span it took it to move from down to up and then back down?
Just picture Skunk Bay at night with lights, bro. It's just
Skunk Bay
down.
during the
You gotta
day,
watch
and
it.
we don't know how it looks at night.
Yeah, it's a long stream. Yeah, maybe I don't know via Brian. Do you link a link to the original video?
I'll do
in
it
your
right
video?
now.
Yeah,
I'll do it
just
real
put in the comment in your own, or maybe in your video in the comment section or in the description box. You can add that in your moving forward video because people is gonna be asking you a lot of this, and it's a good advice that I got for you people that put clips on YouTube from other channels. Link the videos in the description box or in the comment section. Hey, this is the video that I took this from. That's it. If they want to find a timestamp, it's up to them. Thank you. Yeah, there's a link that.
Hey, how do I
Brian put
do
in.
that, Jose? How do I? Can you link videos from a phone?
I mean,
In YouTube, when you're editing descriptions, you can.
Yeah. Or right here, like right now, this video, if you open it and you go to share, you click share, you click copy, and then go to your video on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you got it from your phone. When you upload them, is when you can. Oh, you can go to your phone, to your video, and go to your own comment section, and then comment. As a comment, put original video
Oh
here.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's
paste
another
it.
idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like click share in the original video, share, copy the link, and then go to your comment section, and as a comment, put original video here, and then paste it. Maybe pin your own comment, so it's in the top of the video. There you
Yeah,
go.
but what
Yeah,
if I don't want
you can
them to?
edit
What
your
if
own
I don't want
descriptions
them
on
to?
mobile as
Hold on. What
well.
if I don't want them to find the original video, man?
Well, don't link it. Yeah, don't
I'm
comment.
just kidding,
Don't link
man.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can also edit your own videos descriptions on mobile as well.
Yeah,
you
that's a
get
way.
you
That's
get
a
more
YouTube
control.
Studio. Yeah, I don't like the YouTube Studio thing, but you can do it too. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, you can get more control in YouTube Studio, but even in just the plain old YouTube app, you can edit the descriptions on mobile.
Nice. It's all good. Anybody that haven't spoken, anything to say? Hey, Earth is live. You see, Earth is live. You want to bring it back to the beginning because I don't know how long. It's really hot out here. You want to take a few minutes with Brian Leake and go through your video. We'll get it.
Yeah, I'm back. I had to do some PT. We played some football, and yeah, it was fun.
Working
So,
harder, hardly
Brian,
working.
if you want to,
Did you win? Did you win?
well, no, we were playing like ultimate football, so it was like, you know,
So you lost. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
I don't, yeah, something like that. But yeah, if you want to go ahead
I had
and
to
go
do
through what you want to
some
go
PT.
through, we played some football,
All
and
right, let me make
yeah, it
one
was
more
fun.
point to wrap up the last subject. For anybody who didn't or maybe don't agree with me, I was going to give more examples. So when I describe a laser beam going through a certain size hole, you could. We're all going to agree that there is a point where right before the edge of the hole touches the light, and it'll start interfering with it, and you could say it's small, but I would ask if you extend. So now instead of just a little hole that's real tight around the laser but not touching it, now if we extend that, okay, and that hole into like a tube or a straw, and it's the same size, and now it's got to go further. The ground ain't perfectly smooth, but I think if you extend that, it's gonna cause, you're gonna have different effects. I don't think everything over long distances is 100% proven. I think what you call it, like the big dog in refraction. Andrew Thomas Young says that there's a lot more science, he calls it, needs to be done in the subject of long distance refraction and stuff. It's an open area. There's still a lot needs to be done to for proof anyway, but you can come up with evidences to support your model. But to say for 100% certain we know what's going on over these, that's a perfectly honest claim myself.
Started breaking
Yeah,
up here at the end.
Well, I was just saying, I don't think it's perfectly honest to say you know exactly how shit works over long distances, man. I think you can support shit with different examples, but to say you know exactly how shit works over distance, I don't think nobody knows 100% for sure how shit works over long
Well,
range. Let me get my shit ready for you,
I would
B-Ball.
I would say the majority would kind of have a good idea. I mean, maybe a little bit of fine tuning can be done, but I think, you know, that little maybe 1% we don't know about, yeah, we can, we don't know, but most of it, I would say we have a pretty good idea. So give me
Yeah.
like 1 minute.
All
I
right.
gotta go make a
Let
phone
me
call.
ask something to Doofus really quick here. Doofus. I got my Android open, my Android, and I got my video up. I don't know how to edit the video from the YouTube Studio. I just don't have an option to edit or nothing.
You're talking about on mobile? You go
Yeah.
to library on the bottom, and then you click on your videos in the middle of the screen somewhere. And then the three dots next to any video, there's an edit button.
Hold on. Okay. If I talking about on mobile. But in the library, okay, the library, I click the library, and it
Yeah,
shows my
somewhere in the
video.
middle of the screen. Somewhere in the middle screen will say your videos.
Yes, my videos. Okay. Okay, bear with me, people. I just haven't done this, and I said, okay, and then I click
The
the
three
three dots
dots.
and
Yep.
edit. Ah, I got it. Nice, nice. Okay, I cannot do it in the live. Yeah, it doesn't give me the. Oh well, let me see live. Yeah, it doesn't give me this one, the actual one that I am, but it gives me everything that is already uploaded. Very cool. Thank you, thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Appreciate it. All right. I had one super chat by Tommy Grumble earlier. I had one PayPal by Farmers Boy Only. Have I got any money that I have missed to read it? Am I too caught up that I'm not seeing the super chats and the PayPals coming in? I don't know. I'm just asking for a friend. Boom. Shout out to everybody watching. Don't forget to hit the like, share the show, and join us in Discord. Brian, where do you frequent in the daily? You still go shows around, hanging out in Discords?
I go to Earth Awakenings. So anybody who's interested in this discussion, when Jose's show ain't on, we you can speak your evidences or your opinions on Earth Awakenings Discord. Geo's pretty fair about it. It's one of the few platforms left. Jose is one of them, where whatever side you're on, it's at least fair enough for you to make your point. And so yeah, anytime Earth Awakenings Discord, man. Anytime Jose's show ain't going on, if you want to debate or hear about it, flat Earth or Glober.
The only one time I know that's been on since like Brandon was ending the show. The Brandon before he just went offline forever. The Earth Awakening was starting to come up, but I actually checked this server on YouTube. I think they stream on YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
I listened to it maybe a month ago, or 3 weeks ago, or a month ago. I was like, yeah, let me click on this, and you know what I heard? I heard something that I don't want to be part of it. I heard Rakia just yelling and ranting and crying and moaning and bitching like he always does everywhere he goes. And I said, like,
Yeah,
yeah, this
I
isn't for
think
me.
they put
Yeah,
a
I
lid
get
on
it.
that, man.
All right, good,
I
good, because that sucks, man.
I think Rocky has calmed down. I ain't heard him on there in a while, but yeah, you know how it is moderating some people, man. But I'll tell you what though, Blue Marble Science did a pretty good one-on-one last night with Bev Tried Thinking on Earth Awakening's Discord. It's on YouTube. Anybody wants to see it? It was probably about 12. It was late at night, probably about 11,
Yeah,
12
I
o'clock.
heard. I caught part of that. Yeah, but I mean, it's just same old Bev, you know. But yeah, it was pretty cordial.
But
Look out
you're
for
gonna
Tony
have
when you
some
find
people who you don't
Bev.
see eye to eye with, and but them people ain't always gonna be there. So if you see somebody you don't get along with, like I have a couple people who I don't, who just we kind of clash a little bit, and sometimes I'll just avoid it and I'll just listen until they're not around. But you're gonna get all kinds of discussions, man. It goes everywhere, you know.
The main part is that there is at least equal time for both parties to speak. I think is the most important of everything. Doesn't matter if agree or disagree, who's right, who's wrong. If I go there and I get jumped by 3 or 4 people talking and not letting me talk, and when I start talking, I get interrupted and talk over. That sucks. So if that doesn't happen, it's cool then.
Yeah,
If
it
I
ain't like Fight the Flat Earth or Nathan Oakley's. It ain't nothing like that. It's more like this, you know.
That's good.
Well, I would say when when Witsit's not there, you can kind of get a chance to get in, but like Witsit kind of when he gets in there, he kind of wants to control everything.
No, but
I mean,
yeah,
that's
and
my opinion.
so he's not moderated. He doesn't get moderated with it when he's there. He does his
There's
own.
different moderators,
Well,
man.
somewhat,
Witsit is a
yeah, he does.
moderator, but
Actually,
Witsit, that's Earth is life. A couple people clash with Witsit, but he ain't always there,
yeah,
and it's different with different moderators. Howard's a moderator. Left
yeah,
Lane.
Howard, yeah,
Let me. Earth
Left
is
Lane's a
live.
moderator too.
Earth is live. When Witsit is on a row, is there's somebody that moderates him and tell him like, hey, you gotta give the other guy a chance, a break.
Um, I don't know.
Or does he do his thing? Like he just
Hey, Austin. Hey, wait a minute. Austin, he'll hear you out, man. He just is used to going against 4 or 5 people at a time, man. So he gets worked up sometimes. I'm kind of the same way, but he'll hear your point. He don't just let you
but
talk.
he likes to
He
take
listens,
over.
man. He'll listen, whether he agrees or not. He'll take the time and hear what you have to say. Because he'll repeat it
He
back.
likes to kind of take over.
Right.
You know
He's
what I
not
mean?
the worst offender. He does go long. So you have to remember what you were going to address because for the first thing that he said is probably something you're going to want to respond to, and then he says a whole bunch of other stuff. But he is by far not the worst offender. If I'm gonna start ranking people there, I guess.
all right, Earth is live. We got your video on screen. You want to address something specific, or Brian wanted clarification on this, or you see something?
I think Brian wanted to apply something to his. I guess he has a model. He wants to try and apply something to it. And again, I don't have a lot of time. I'm like on my way home from post. So, if you're, I don't know how long you're gonna go on. I probably have about another 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you know how it is with me.
Yeah, man, it'd be better if we had more, man. You know, I understand that the games are, the Earth is not as important as your football. I get it, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
got
all
a good
good.
job, man.
It's all good, and I think it's gonna be better in another time when we start earlier in the show because by the minute it's getting really hot in Florida. I mean, it's showing 89 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, it's hotter than that.
Yeah, I know it's fucking hotter than that, bro.
Yeah, it's 77 here. No, I don't think I've ever seen it 90 degrees here.
Ooh, every day for the past month we're getting 90s, and 100s, Brian. Fucking hot over here.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, I responded to your video clip by FET, and I put in my response in the or in the uncensored.
Let me be just so everybody knows the end of that video. I just changed the song, and that's the old ranty. Like Jose nailed it. That's right when he was around, like flat Earth debates and all that. The beginning was what I pulled out of, but the end where with the writing and stuff, and the text was old video from Ranty Flat Earth, and that came from a Soundly video. My point was just to show that he's sitting there calling these certain ones good. Here's some good ones, and then saying, oh, these are bad. So I just kind of made a joke on that, basically I let the video speak for itself. But I'll have to read your comment. Where'd you say you put the comment?
I think I commented too on it. But you also you realize there's an entire website or several websites that show all the stuff that went into that, right? Not only just the pictures, but also the GPS coordinates.
Yeah, I've seen all that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, they're cherry picking experts, man.
Well, I mean, the GPS coordinates don't lie. You know what I mean? You can't really get around that.
Nobody said they did, man.
Yeah.
But they're not going to tell you that there's a hump. They're not going to tell you you're going up when you're going over a level surface. So when he starts saying that, if he wants to imply a model, like he's 100% sure that model's right, and start adding hump to what the information's telling us, that's fine. If he wants to, that's a model. I got no problem with that.
The GPS itself is what's applying a model per se. It's using the coordinates that it's giving you are in with respect to WGS84 an ellipsoid, a non-flat.
No, there's different ones though. It's not just that one. There's different ones. Okay.
I was about to get to that.
Okay, good.
Right. So typical GPS receivers, they'll give you that in WGS84, the ellipsoid surface reference with an altitude above that curved surface. But some receivers are capable of also spitting out the Cartesian coordinates, the XYZ style coordinates with Earth center, Earth fixed, ECEF, those kind of coordinates, which aren't assuming any kind of surface or anything. It's just giving you the raw data. And that's what they use to plot that Pontchartrain bridge over the top of the image of it.
Right.
Exactly.
I want to give
Right.
big shout out.
I agree.
Hold on, Brian. Let me give a big shout out to Blue. I got a quick announcement. When this stream is over, which I think is going to be in maybe 15 or 20 minutes, we got something to watch. I posted a link to the newer upload from Blue Marble Science channel. It's called Bev's Line What? So everybody check on that link. If you subscribe to Blue, don't go now. Don't abandon me. You just go after this stream is over. Blue, what do you think about what
Not you, Jose. I've paid me money. I can do what I fucking like.
what do you think about what
Hey,
we've been speaking so
hey,
far? Hold
hey,
on,
real quick. Hey,
hold on. Let me hear Blue comments. Hold on. Earth is like
What? Yeah, I didn't hear the question, Jose. What?
I don't know for how long you've been listening for this last topic that Brian been speaking about with Earth is Life. What do you think?
I have to confess, I was over messing around uploading that video, so I didn't hear a lot of it. But I would comment on what Doofus just mentioned with regard to GPS. Absolutely correct, Doofus. When the actual raw data from GPS is in the form of XYZ coordinates, those are just positions in space, and they don't assume any shape of anything. It's just a point in a three-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system, and the only way you get that nice level surface or level indication on your GPS is after the GPS gets the XYZ data, it subtracts the ellipsoid from it. And the more sophisticated GPS systems not only do that, they take it one step further and apply an ellipsoid deviation from a geoid deviation from the ellipsoid. So those are the systems that will give you centimeter accuracy on your elevations.
No, that some of them claim it, but none of them give you centimeter accuracy. And I'll post the president of the Geodetic Society saying that. He says if they tell you that, don't believe it. It depends on what datum they're referring to, and the satellites have to be. I agree with everything you said, pretty much, Blue. But it's a freaking model, and it's depends on which datum you're using because the satellites have to be told where they're at. So, but I believe that the information is accurate. But I think the local tower, if you're going to get centimeter accuracy, like for construction, shit like that, surveys for shit that's critical, then I think you're going to need some local towers and shit like that to assist.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's how it's done, Brian. If you don't have RTK, real-time kinematic feedback from a base station that you locate yourself, one belonging to you, that you position over a exact known datum point, then you're not going to get centimeter accuracy. Absolutely right. But that's one way of doing it. You can also do it through various networks that also have local, reasonably close local measurements that are made against a known point, and that gives you an offset.
Don't that ever drive you nuts, there, Blue? Like having to defend like curved straight lines and shit, and then just knowing that if you move it, that a straight line can actually change, if just from changing positions. Like, and doesn't that go against your intuition that a straight line would be straight?
No, not really.
Not really. All right.
I mean, that's the way.
Then there's no help you, man. I'm just kidding.
When we, you look at Lake Pontchartrain is a great example. You look at the bridge visually, you see the curvature. Now you can say, "Oh, that's this and that." That's.
Do you really? How many degrees of curvature are in that bridge, Blue?
Well, it's only 25 miles long, so work it out. Third of a degree, maybe.
Yeah, and what do we see in the pictures of people trying to prove the globe? We see like a 15, 20 degree curve,
No,
like
no,
half,
no,
a part of a
No.
circle. They try to show Planet Pontchartrain. It's hilarious.
no, no. You're not.
No.
Not at all.
That's optic. That's optic. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Well,
not what it shows.
it doesn't show any 15.
Yeah, yeah. It
20
shows
degrees.
way more than a third of a degree.
No, it
You
doesn't.
know. Yeah, it definitely doesn't match a globe, bro. It's showing actual curvature.
Yeah.
When in a globe model, it wouldn't even be one degree of curvature.
And keep in
That's
mind
what
the FOV of the instrument used to look at it and how far away the portion of the bridge that you see is. You're only seeing the last, at least in the example that most is often shown, you're only seeing the last 10
8
miles of
miles.
that bridge.
Yeah, 8 or 10. Yeah.
Yeah. And in that portion that's that far away, you're looking at it at an angle that's near parallel to the run of the bridge. Both of those two factors together accentuate how much curvature there is.
So it's not even a third of a degree. So what we're seeing like 10, 12 degree curvature, if you put a protractor up to it, but it's really not even like an eighth of a degree. That's even worse. So that's not what we would see on a globe. We'd see a little bit of a drop. We wouldn't see a curve like that. That's obviously whether the Earth's a globe or not, that doesn't match the globe model, bro.
Just give me 10 seconds, please. Please give me a few seconds. Just give me a few seconds. Very important. I just want to thank the supporters of the channel. We got 2 new people that hit me up on PayPal. We have Jimmy C4. C4 gave me a $5 on PayPal with a message for everybody. It is on screen, so you don't forget. Jimmy C4 message. The globe is dead. Get over it. Shout out to C4. Thank you very much. I like your responsible trolling, brother. And Earth is Live. Earth is Live is being a big supporter of the channel lately. And it humbles me, people, for real. Thank you so much for your support. He gave me $50 again, man. Yo, thank you very much. Earth is Live. That helps big time, and I need to put a little more effort because these chunks of money, like, and Farmer's Boy gave me $50 earlier too. This is what it keeps pushing me through. It discovers like the internet bill, and I accumulate to pay the electric bill. Without the electric or internet, we wouldn't have a show. And I like to keep providing you guys a place to come in and hang out. So thank you so much. Thank you everybody that support the channel that way. Boom.
Brian, you're a bit confused. The third of degree or tenth of degree, whatever, that you're talking about is between verticals. Who cares? We're looking at the drop.
$50, says Brian. Yeah, exactly. $50. Brian didn't answer. Maybe he got microphone.
What was the question?
It wasn't a question. I'm filling you in. The tenth of a degree or whatever that you're talking about is between verticals. And we don't measure it and we don't see it. What we see is the drop. And the drop, as we remember, is 8 inch per mile square. So the further it is from you, the more extenuate it is, right? That's where we see it. At the end of that bridge, we see it. Very, very good.
Or you want me to put the protractor on it and show my camera or something? Do you own a protractor?
That's not what we're seeing.
But no, you could put a slant, a direct angle, a slant, and see if that matches. Or you could put hold on, bro.
When you at this angle to the bridge, so if it's 10th of a degree, it becomes 100th of a degree, or maybe less. You want to measure this?
I'll try again. Okay, you can take a straight edge, see if it's just drop, and then put a protractor on it, and see if it's curving. Just do it before we argue it. I mean, at least do it so you know what you're arguing, bro. Because you obviously
want to take a picture of the whole bridge from 25 miles away to see it
Hold
from left to right?
You can
And measure
scale it
it.
if you want, bro, but you know,
Well-
if we're gonna argue the degrees of curvature, at least measure it and see what you come up with.
It's not degrees.
Brian, there's a reason why this is not going to work the way that you want it to. The bottom edge of that protractor.
Bro, I don't want it to work any kind of way, bro. You're mistaken.
Right.
I'm just telling you, that's optics doing that.
finish.
You're not going to always see that there. And you look
Okay,
at the
let me go
bridge.
ahead and finish what I was actually saying.
Yeah,
though.
go ahead. Yeah, go.
All right.
Just
So
please
if
quit
you're trying to
strawmanning me,
put a-
bro. I'll shut up, but please quit strawmanning me, man.
I'm not. I'm talking about a protractor on the image, which is exactly what you're talking about. Now, if you put that protractor up against that image, the bottom edge of that protractor, the straight edge of it, is along an 8-mile long distance. And the top edge of that protractor is measuring a change in vertical or in drop, right? You're going along that edge that's curved, but that drop is a much smaller range than the 8 miles that the bottom of that protractor represents.
That's
You're not
good, right?
taking
So it's
into
not
account-
showing curvature. That's what I'm saying. It's not showing curvature.
Brian, you're not taking into account the fact that you're looking at this thing at a near parallel angle. That's causing the curvature that's present.
Bro,
that is
anybody who looks at
actually
that picture,
present
bro.
the curvature that's actually present in the image is accentuated because of the fact that you're looking at it like a pool cue. You look at it from the end and you see it warped a lot easier than you see it warped from the side.
That's not why we
exactly
crown
what's going
boards,
on.
bro. You've never probably crowned a board and you're like, that's not why we crown boards. We crown them to see if they're twisting or if they're bending side to side, dude. Listen.
No.
Hold on, let me make my point.
That is not why you
Yeah. I
crown
do it every fucking day,
I
Blue.
do
Okay?
it. I've done it. I've done it many.
I do it every day, Blue. Okay.
I've probably done it
If
more
I
than you
want
have,
to
bro.
see if a board is roller coastering,
No.
if I want to see if a stretch is roller coastering,
You can see
I
that.
back
You can
away
see
from
that
it.
too, but that's not what crowning means.
Bro, I got eyes better than the fucking transit. I've been doing this shit so long I can tell you how much slope and I can see if boards are going up and down and roller coastering by backing away and looking at it from the side. Now, let me make a point. You can do it by crowning it, but you're not going to get the accuracy as if you back away and look at it. But look, I agree with Doof. If he wants to say that, yeah, that's fair, man. You know, that's the way you see it. But anybody who looks at that picture and sees the overpass where the boats go under, knows that that's optical shit. That's not the actual angle of that ramp. We know that we're not always going to see that. We're seeing curvature. It's not Earth curve, you know. It's representing the fucking Earth. That's ridiculous, dude.
You rub out in really bad, man.
The funny thing is, though, we take the GPS data from that bridge, and it indicates exactly what we see visually, and you can't deny it. It just shows.
Who's denying it? You say it's visual, okay, and you're going to say, yeah, the next satellite is dropping down the same way the optics are. Yeah, it's going to show you that. And it's all based on local data, bro. It's all the elevation data, and the position of satellites are based on local elevations, bro. You know that.
What you're talking about can't happen, Brian. That's not the way it works.
It's not light. It's not.
So you're telling me that the whole model ain't based on all the elevation data from the vertical datum is based on all kinds of local surveys, man. Local planar surveys. And a couple of long lines done geodetically. But
Brian, the GPS data that I used to analyze that bridge had nothing to do with datums, had nothing to do with the ellipsoid.
Really? Really?
Nothing,
So they don't tell the satellites where they are?
No, not a thing.
Okay, so
it was simply the
the satellites are
XYZ
just
coordinate.
on a blank piece of paper. So if that's the case, you wouldn't know what distance would give you what time the signal took gives you what distance. If the satellites didn't know where they're at, the fact is you got to know exactly where they're at.
Of course it knows that, Brian. Absolutely it does. It knows that, and it gives you XYZ data for a point in free space. Now, once you take it another step, apply the ellipsoid to it, and then adjust it for the geoid, and it will put you right on the surface of that bridge at a constant elevation because we know the bridge is level. And the GPS
level.
That.
The bridge is level, Blue.
And the GPS confirms that. But you back out the corrections that it had to use, back out the information that it had to use to get that level number, and you get back to the XYZ data. Now plot that data in free space and the bridge is curved. You can't help it.
I got
Roboting really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the boing boings, right?
In the background, we're watching a video by Tommy Grumble. I'm just playing it muted with closed captions. I shared a link in YouTube land, so if anybody want to check out, it's a good video showing some of the stuff that we've been talking about here about the sound. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean I'm not going to argue that, bro. You want to use the model to prove the model? That's fine. I'm not going to argue
Brian,
that, man. I've argued it a million times. I'm not going to argue somebody
X,
arguing
Y,
the model
Brian,
to prove the model. You want to use your model to
Brian,
prove the model? That's fine.
Brian, X, Y, Z coordinates. What you don't understand, there's no model here.
Yeah, they're all based on a particular model, Chucky. And they use different ones, okay? If you want to
What do you
deny
mean?
that, that's fine too, bro.
They based on where the satellites are in space.
Boom.
And I want to, on a side note, man, I made put together a battery of all scrap lead that should have had excess from all the gajillions of batteries I took apart from my balls from the Cavendish, which I still haven't put together yet completely. But I had a lot of lead left over, and I freaking made a lead acid battery. I used and took apart a mini waffle iron and had some round plates, and I put it together. I had like 10 and 11 plates on each cell, and I put them in a series of like a regular 12 volt, but I used a little bit, my own little recipe for the binder and the paste that I put on the plates, and it really exceeded my expectations. It's working like a badass deep cycle. It's heavy too, man. But it took me a lot of time, but man, the result was really, really good. I'm gonna post a video for anybody who wants to see it. It's just a couple minutes showing you that battery in action, man. Pretty cool. Anybody could do it if you enjoy it and you have the patience. You just got to collect some old batteries. It doesn't really cost nothing. All the shit you need is right there in the old batteries, man.
On a similar topic, you guys know those vaporizers or whatever, the e-cigarette stuff. They got those little lithium-ion batteries in there. You can pull those things out, stick an actually decent charger on one. That's not jank. Reuse those for weird random little projects like strings of LED lights and stuff like that. That's pretty fun.
Fucking I haven't thought of that. I had one.
Yeah, I've done that. Them are some good batteries, bro.
I
got
threw it
a bunch
away.
of them.
I threw it away. I bought one.
Don't.
And it's USB rechargeable. And I threw it away when it was over the geodetic radio, whatever you call it. I threw it away, but yeah, I couldn't use it. Just pull it out and use it early. Damn it! Too late. Oh well. Now, this also now. One of my neighbors, they were the loud ones that used to live here. That they moved a while ago. I saw him with a big ass speaker, boombox type of speaker, but a big one, and he was just carrying it and playing. I said, like, what the fuck? How do you playing that? He said, oh, it's Bluetooth. I said, yeah, but it looks old school. He said, no, I just made it. I just made the boombox, and I pulled out of a small Bluetooth machine. He pulled a Bluetooth system and he connected the battery, so he connects via Bluetooth. He connected his speakers via Bluetooth. So it's cheap, easy invention, but it was cool. Now it doesn't sound too loud because for the smaller Bluetooth speaker, it needs certain, I don't know, watts or amperage or whatever. So when you get a big boom box, you're gonna have lower sound, but it's still cool enough, for small festivities and stuff. smart too. I had a couple of nice speaker, and I could have done that because I threw away a Bluetooth little speakers that I had that it didn't work anymore, and I didn't think that I could pull out the electronic system and connect it to the this one bigger speaker, and it couldn't work. So who
Yeah,
knows?
man, dude, you can hook them Bluetooth. It's just like basically for the signal. You can make them as loud as you want, depending on what you hook them up to. But also like the head earphones, if you go to throw them away when they get old, especially the cheap ones, they work pretty good, but they die. But they got little neodymium magnets, man. They're all probably a little different depending on how much you spend on them. But they got little teeny, little badass, little itty bitty neodymium magnets in them too. Every headphone.
Then you be putting the batteries, Li-ion batteries or magnets in the microwave, Ryan. Just don't do it. Don't put it in the microwave.
Roger that. And there were some badass batteries. I use e-cig, man, and like one of them round ones. It's called like extra or something. Last me like 7 days. Last me 7 days. But then I recharged it for another 7 days. Like so yeah, them batteries are definitely, you got to be delicate when you take it apart and make sure you tape it back up right. I don't really recommend it unless you do it. Unless you're careful and tape it back up. But them are some badass little batteries, man. They're it's almost like the guts of a 18650 battery, a little bit shorter, most of them, but pretty much
Quick,
similar chemistry, man. They're badass, rechargeable.
quick question for those who knows. Can I put to let's say a remote control that only takes three AAA batteries? Can I put AA batteries in it? I mean, will it burn it or something? I can put it with a little
Nah,
extra aluminum foil or something. It's not a big deal. The thing is,
if
it wouldn't damage it, right?
it's you could probably get away with AA, man. If it's in a remote, if it takes three, then it's probably between like 3 and 5 amp or volts. So I don't think the amps in a AA is going to be much stronger than
Like roboting again. But I get that. Yeah.
AAA.
Yeah, I did because I used once AAA batteries in AA the mouse. I had a mouse and I had only AAA batteries and I put an extra chunk of aluminum foil and I used it for a longer time. But I don't know if I can do the opposite. Put a AA batteries in AAA. It's a lot. And I
Yeah, you probably can. If
yeah,
if
I
it
did.
ever doesn't work, it'd probably be a remote, something that sensitive. But it should work. It's the same
Yeah, yeah.
volts, man. Not much more current.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I just gotta do it, little, tape it and put the little extra wire or something just to reach it. Yeah, yeah. Got it. As long as it fits. That's what she's saying. All right, I gotta get out of here, man. It's really hot. It was a good show, Brian. Make sure that you got the notifications on for when we go live. If I go live, it's gonna be roughly at this time, at noon, 11 or 12, in the daily basis, and then early I do. Every once in a while, I'm gonna do the Froggy Derp show, and an homage to talking derp and insulting the audience in the mornings. Shout out to the early derp frog. Final thoughts. There's some people that already got your video on queue, on pause over there in standby for when this festivities is over. They're gonna check on your upload. Blue Marble Science. Final thoughts. We'll go back to blue shortly. Bogov, are you there for final thoughts?
Yep. Cheers, Jose. Great show as normal.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Brian Leake, final thoughts.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it short, man. Good show. I want to say that, yeah, nothing in the distance is going to be reliable. You're not going to be able to prove nothing by using shots off in the distance. It depends on what time of day you're going to get predominant. One type of thing usually in the heat of the day, and then another type of refraction usually at night. But it's going to vary. No way to prove anything. But one other thing, any flat earthers out there, man, I could use some help, man. I'm trying to do this by myself, and I'm sure there's certain things you don't agree with. So, if you have any ideas, man, Jose and the guys will let you. They'll give you a voice. So I could use some help. Flat earthers, step up. Come on, join me on the next show.
Cool. Do you do long trips? Are you planning one day to come into the Tampa Bay area down here to Largo, Clearwater, Brian? We can hang out, bro. It's far, man. It's far. Oh, you're breaking up, man. I want to hear the answer, but you broke up the whole thing. What do you
I'll
think?
come
You're
see you,
gonna
man. End of the month. End of the month. I've got some time coming up, man. We'll talk about it.
fucking A. Hell yeah, man. That could be fun. We're us just chilling in a corner in some beach around. We'll bring my P900. We just sit down and take a few pictures or videos, and we just talk. We just chill in video to share with the people. That'd be cool, bro. Fucking A.
Yep.
Sharik, final thoughts.
Good show. Always good show when Brian is here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Discord user, I feel dirty because you spoke so much today. You talk over so many people, but I'm still giving you a chance for final thoughts. Discord user, what you got? Oh, you don't want to say nothing now? Okay, all right. We'll talk in the next, man. Thank you very much. Doofus Manfred, final thoughts.
It's a good show today. I don't really have anything I need to get off my chest at all. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Thank you very much, man. Shout out to Farmer's Boy for being here. Thank you very much to him for his support. Big shout out to Ertis Live also for his support and coming in earlier. Big shout out to everybody that came in and left. We still got a few more people like Fred. Do you got some final thoughts? I haven't spoken today all day, and the Stingray has been deafened all day today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Blue Marble Science. Now is your final thoughts. There you go.
Thanks, Jose. Yeah, thanks for the platform, and thanks for plugging my video. So you guys go have a look at that. It's an hour and a half of back and forth between myself and Bev Try Thinking, and Doofus is involved in it, and others. So I think you might find it entertaining. Anyway, thanks, Jose. See you on the next one.
Thank you very much, Big Blue, and thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody in the YouTube land. Please leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. Check on the links on the description box. Join the Discord server. Take care of yourself or each other. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Jose JG out. Boom.